Hello everybody and welcome back to Pokemon Ranger. So in the last part, we essentially just became an official Pokemon Ranger, and we are just about to start off our first mission. But it's actually going to be a trial mission, actually. But however, before we get to that, now I'm going to show off some of the features that you can actually utilize. Now, first off, we have your typical options here, where you can have your text speed, or you can change the window background if you want to. And then we have your map, where of course you can essentially know where your current location is, and just in case if you just happen to get lost on where you actually want to go. And then we have missions where it will essentially tell you what your current objective is, just in case if you just ever to get lost on that as well. And then we have the glossary, which will just give you more details about what you can do within the game. So if you want to learn more, you can simply just go there. And then we have the browser. Now, as I said previously, this right here is the Pokemon Rangers version of a Pokédex. Yep, and with that is essentially all there is to the features, at least. I'm willing to assume. Whoops, this not time to be humming. Rookie training is what I have to do. So, what can I teach you now? Oh, right. If there's something you don't understand, look it up. Look it up in the Ranger glossary. Just open your style menu and touch glossary to get at it. The glossary explains important topics in detail, so it's easy to understand. Why even I make use of it all the time. Oh yeah. What is it now, Murph? I need to tell you about a second floor in the building that you can reach by the elevator. Yeah. What about it? There! I told you! Again, thanks a lot for giving me that information, I guess. But anyways, everyone, as you can see here, yeah, now that we've gotten ourselves used to the browser now when we tap on a Pokemon, we can have their picture be situated, we can have their picture in the browser. But of course, if we want to fully register them, we're gonna have to capture them first. So, and considering that there are a plentiful of Pokemon for us to capture within every Ranger game, yeah, meaning that you're definitely aren't gonna be here for a while. Yeah, you are definitely gonna be there for a while. But anyways, everyone. Now, as I am just gonna be walking around Raintown, talking to some of the NPCs here. Now, there are some things that I've got to talk about first. Okay, now, first off, for those of you who have played the main games, may know that some Pokemon don't just have one type. Now, some of them have two. Like for example, Houndoom is a Dark and Fire type. But however, in the Ranger series, not all of these Pokemon are gonna have their dual types. Now I'll get into more of that as we get into our very first registered fully registered capture of the game. But anyways, now another thing that I want to bring up is Now, for what I said previously about, it really is a shame that the Ranger series was essentially stopped after Gen 4, but I feel like they really had a major missed opportunity when the 3DS was a brand new at the time. Because even though the 3DS did actually bring back the Pokemon Link/Trosei game, yeah, now that one was a major surprise. Yeah, the fact that they actually brought that game, brought Trosei/Pokemon Link back. Yeah, and then we got, then after that we got a Pokemon Shuffle. Yeah, but anyways, like I said, they really had a major missed opportunity for when the 3DS was new. They did not make a brand new Pokemon Ranger game, considering that the 3DS still only has 2 screens, and you can also still use your stylus for the touch screen as well. So yeah, I guess for the fact that they essentially skipped out on excuse me. But anyways, as I was saying, but considering that they essentially skipped out on the Pokemon Ranger series all throughout the entirety of Gen 5, I'm guessing they just like dropped it altogether, really. Yeah, again, it really is a darn shame that we did it really is a major missed opportunity that we did not get to not get to have any brand new Pokemon Ranger game on the 3DS. Yeah, it could have been something, but they just decided. But ultimately they decided not to. Okay. Now, before we officially head on out to Lyra Forest, now we have this guy, MC Fielder, who is essentially an MC for a challenge, for one of the challenges that we can actually do in this game. But unfortunately, we cannot do this just yet. Yeah, this is something that we're gonna get into a little later. But anyways, that's all I have to show off for Ringtown. Oh yeah, but first we have this. Yeah, what is this, Solana? Ditto. Are you feeling nervous on your very first mission? I think it'll be fun. So I'll tag along. Alright, if you want to tag along, Solana, that's fine. Yeah, that'll be good. But anyways, everyone, now as we enter Lyra Forest, we get this. Yep, every time we enter a mission, we essentially get ourselves a text saying for what our current mission is. Yeah, that right there is the thing for. Yeah, now what you just saw is present in every Ranger game. So yeah, so essentially get used to that. But as everyone, now oh yes right, and I guess I should say as well about the top screen here. Now, not only do they say then the name of the area of what your current location is. And they also give out a little like a description of that area as well. So, and I think for future games, they actually give out for more details of those areas within the features menu as well. So yeah, essentially, if you want to be able to learn more about the areas, then you can essentially just go right to that. But anyways, Yeah, now for Lyra Forest. Yeah, again, another area or region/area in the game with the name essentially almost goes into a person's name. Yeah, that being Lyra. This time being Lyra, a character who, yeah, Lyra, a character who is the main female protagonist of Heart Gold and Soul Silver, who also got to make several like appearances within the Gen 4 anime. So yeah, now if Lyra from Heart Gold and Soul Silver were to ever show up here, then she would have been a queen of the forest. So yeah, that's certainly something. But anyways, everyone. Now, and I guess I should say as well, since we are getting into the first area where we're going to be encountering wild Pokemon, I guess I should say as well, for some Pokemon, for example, like Zigzagoon here. Now, they're not actually, now, while they may see you, they will just, it's just that they will just not be bothered by you. Yeah, meaning that they will not try to attack you, and they will also not try to run away. But anyways, now we got our very first capture, Zigzagoon. Now there are 3 categories that you're gonna see within these Pokemon. Now, the field move section, I'll definitely save that for a little bit. Then as for group and Poke Assists. Now the Poke Assist that right there is what I was gonna get myself into when it comes to what I was saying about not every single Pokemon that you're gonna be encountering are gonna be dual types. Now the group is essentially the group section is essentially what the Pokemon's type will be as you get into a battle against them. Now, say for example, a Chikorita here. Now, as you'll see for her, let's see for Chikorita. Now you see there, yeah, her group was grass. Now, meaning that you can use your Poke Assists that have the advantage against them. And then as for Poke Assists, now this is something that we're gonna get into a little later. But yeah, I believe that's something that we're going to get ourselves into just a little like later on anyway. But anyways, now with these two, yeah, they're not exactly the Pokemon that Larry is looking for. But however, if you just so happen to go back to him with these two, then the actual Pokemon he's looking for actually shows up. Yeah, that actually being a Taillow. Yeah, in order for this Taillow to appear, you actually have to capture a Zigzagoon, or you actually have to capture a Zigzagoon and a Chikorita first. But anyways, now you can see with Taillow here, yeah, they have this. Yeah, this Taillow has a field move, which again I will get myself into just a little later. But anyways, now back to what I was saying about the Pokemon that you encounter in the wild. Now as I said previously, Pokemon like a Zigzagoon, Pokemon will not be bothered by your appearance, and then as you saw with now sometimes a Pokemon will try to run away from you. And then as you'll see later on, some Pokemon are going to be chasing after you. And there are also Pokemon that are also going to be attacking you too. Yeah, like literally, they're actually going to be using their moves to be able to attack you. But however, unlike the other 2 Ranger games that came out after this, yeah, your character in the overworld will not get damaged. They'll just get themselves bumped up. They'll essentially just get themselves bumped up backwards. Yeah. And then we have this kiss. It's Leader, help! What? Oh, what? That's an unexpected turn of events. Ditto, get ready to fight a fire. And now here's where we're gonna get into this. In a situation like this, we'll have to do something we call a target clear. Target clearing is the process of solving a problem using the abilities of captured Pokemon. I'll explain using these burning trees. First, touch the target. In the case a tree on fire, to check in. Yep, and now here's where the field moves actually come into play. When you touch the target, its information is shown on the top screen, where it says required field move. You should see the icon. Now, when it comes to the icons, now the required field moves are going to be very different. Yeah, hence why there's definitely going to be a plentiful of field moves that we're going to be using a bunch of within the Ranger games. In our case, we need a Pokemon that has the same icon as the water icon to clear a target. I'll go find a Pokemon that can use a required field move. Now, our leaders are incredibly fast and have fast capturing. Oh look, he's back already. And it is a Pokemon that we already saw before. Yeah, that actually being a Mudkip. Because Mudkip around here is the only Pokemon that actually has the same field move as the one on the tree. Now, and I guess I should say this as well. Now for some field moves, now for some target clears, they will require more than just one. Yeah, meaning that if you want to, let's say for example, if you want to put out a tree that requires like 2 waters, then you're gonna have to get a Pokemon that actually has 2, two water. And if you want to be able to perform that target clear, now you simply just tap the Pokemon, then you will drag it so that you can essentially create yourself a line or run over to the target. Then a Pokemon will then perform that target clear. And as soon as they are done, when they're done, then they will leave. Yeah. Now, yeah, and I guess I should say this as well too. Now, whenever you perform either a target clear or a Poke Assist, or a Poke Assist while during your captures, then that Pokemon will instantly leave as soon as they're done. So yeah, that's why you've really got to figure out which Pokemon you really is the best at the very best of the situations. Yeah, you're definitely gonna want to keep that in mind as we go through this game. Oh yeah, and I guess I should point this out as well. Now this only goes into this first game, but now as you are about to get into a wild battle, and sometimes when other Pokemon that you don't want to fight just happen to be near you, just happen to be near the Pokemon that you just happen to be that you actually want to capture, then they will also get themselves involved. Then they will also get themselves involved within that same battle as well. So yeah, that's something you have to keep in mind of if you really want to avoid finding more than just one. If you want to avoid finding more than just one of the wild, or more than just one of the wild Pokemon. And with that, we have our first rookie. We have our very first mission clear. Well, it was essentially a rookie mission, but it is still a mission clear regardless. So yeah, we'll take it. But anyways, well said. Well said, little guy. That took. I'm sure. I guts to say. Don't ever forget what you said. Alright, let's head back into our ranger base. And now, as you'll see here, yeah, there are also gonna be some points within the ranger games where they're actually gonna go to this black screen, and then they will ask you if you actually want to save at this time. So you can either take advantage of that or not. Yeah. But anyways, we're back. Hey, your work on the rookie mission was pretty impressive. To be honest, I didn't think you would do as well as you did. Keep it up. So Solana, ditto. I want you to patrol Rain Town until a new mission comes up. If anything happens, you let me know immediately. Clear? Roger. Yeah. I guess that's essentially what we are going to be doing now. Our ranger's job isn't only about doing missions. Patrolling the city is just one of the important roles we fill. Oh, let's hit the streets and hear what our citizens have to say. Yeah, and we're gonna get on into that, starting with the next part. And so to then, I'll see you guys next time.